My name is Iris, and I am the first speaker of government. And we believe that parents should grow kids with type A. We will give you two reasons why this statement is true. First reason is that we have more opportunities with parent type A. Type A is a person who is ambitious, organized, and high achieving person. However, type B is individual, easygoing, relaxed, and going with flow. My mom is type A person, so if she sees something amazing, she always asks me, Iris, do you want to try? But I really like that because I love trying out new things. Also, when I ask my mom, I want to do this, then my mom always say yes, sure, or of course. I am thankful to my mom, and I do cheerleading, ink speech, skating, and many other things. I've tried many things to find what I really like. And right now, I really enjoy speaking. So every day when I ask my mom, I want this, then she always try to give what I want, and
Page.
grow up, I will be a very active person. Second, when we grow up, we will get jobs. But when we grow up with type A person,
You are
we
Adhering.
we will find what we if really like easily without taking too long time. My dream is to be anchor, but I think that's because I enjoy speaking and talking
You
and
are
chat.
Page.
Because of that, I do many e-talking, speech competition, and debate competition. We also grow like our parents. Also, if we get a job, we will be good at our job. We will be good at our job, organizing and achieving our goal. So we won't just be doing it. We will be trying our best and striving for excellence. I am the cheerleading member of a group. I always try my best and collaborate with my others. But maybe when my mom was not type A, when she was type B person, I cannot do that. I might just be a normal student in normal school who is just easygoing. These are my two reasons why I think type A person is better at raising their children. Thank you.
In the status quo, there are both type A and B children, and our stakeholders are mainly children. Judge, we want a world where children are raised in type B, not type A characteristics for the health, because life is superior above anything. Life is all about happiness. Happiness can be achieved from success, but healthiness would be the number one rule. Let me first define what a A type and B type student looks like. An A type person would be ambitious, organized, high aiming, and make high expectations for themselves. Type B is easygoing, creative, relaxed, and tends to go with the flow. Our counterfactual is that in our world, we value a healthy and happier life. However, the opposition's world doesn't have a healthy life, but a stressful and high aiming generation. Here are some losses and sacrifice to decide before my rebuttals. Type A's losses and consequences should be stress and less healthiness, but have more chance in succeeding. Type B's losses and consequences are less likely to succeed, but they would be healthy and happy and more creative. Since type B children have less sacrifices and more pros, they would be the better option to raise. Now I'd like to move on to my rebuttals. So the prime minister said that her mother is very caring. However, this is not relevant because type that doesn't talk about type A and type B students at all. So this argument does not stand. Second, the prime minister also said I didn't say the second argument, and it was clear. And even if she did, it was very vague, and there was no signposting. Now I'll move on to my first argument. Our first argument why we oppose raising A children is because children B is a relaxed and easygoing person, which can reduce their stress and anxiety sometimes by aiming too high. This is a problem and con type for an A student because type A children tend to be high aiming and ambitious, often making them crash out or gain stress. But children B have a less stressful, healthier, and happier life. This is very important because type B children would have less stress and be healthier than type A. Judge, think of it. Wouldn't you like a healthier life than a struggling life? Since type A is not happy and healthy because of the pressure of studying and succeeding, type B children are the only solution for this problem. Two main impacts here. First, type B children tend to be healthier and happier because of their easygoing and relaxed characteristics. Second, type A children would run out of fuel and would fail through their state of mind and physicality. Our second argument why we oppose raising type A children is because type B children's more adaptability and creativity is always better than type A's ambition and high expectations. We would have more creative and comfortable innovations with type B students' traits because type B students are very creative. Then the world would be a better place because with creativity, we can make anything with the given materials and make new stuff like flying, flying chairs or anything they can dream of. This is very important because instead of thinking just one way, students should develop creativity so that the future generation can live easier. Students should also develop creativity because it helps the brain develop and keep running. Two main impacts here. One, type B children can develop innovations through their characteristics of creativity, saving the future generation. Second, type B students can overcome challenges like climate change through creative solutions with their characteristic of creativity. Therefore, I'm very proud to oppose.
My name is Miju, and this house believes that type A is more good at taking care of children. I'll tell you two reasons why type A is better parent. First of all, type A person is unforgettable of something such as baby's bottle. The type B person can forget, unlike type A person. The specific type B person is more chilling person, and they have many chance that they could forget about something. But type A is organized person, so they have high chance that they cannot forget about some things. Also, type B person is creative, but after all, as long time has been passed, the children will follow the parents' behavior. So what I mean is that type B person doesn't have many big plans, and if they don't have any big plans for the plans, then it will be hard for children.
POI.
They could even end doing nothing in the future. But if your parent is a type A person, then the children can grow up having big plans and go to good college or get out good jobs. Second of all, the type B person cannot be relaxing at school, boost or help their children's health because they are really important things that we need to eat and do for the survive things. And but for example, the if a type B person came home and didn't cook a food, then the type B person would say, "What are we going to eat?" And they would just chill, but the children will just be starving and starving. But if this is keep happening, then the children can be unhealthy by not eating food and not drinking water or do something that we need to survive. Therefore the type A person is more better parents. Thank you for listening.
This world is cruel, in the status quo, is a cruel and cutthroat world. They are sadistic and merciless. Sure, we believe that type A person will be able to merely survive in this world, but the most heartwarming thing to see is your loved ones to not be stressed, to not have anxiety, to not have to climb over others to get to the top, but just being happy with what they have, and not always being paranoid about where they are in life compared to others. But first, rebuttals. Starting with my first rebuttal, isn't the motion supposed to be that we are parents raising our children, not being the children? Judge, this is absolutely ridiculous. The opposite bench does not even understand the motion. Judge, now onto our twofold rebuttal. The example that the DPM raised that the type B person parent came home and didn't cook food, this is not relevant to the debate because even if their debate and this motion was about them being a parent, it still wouldn't make sense because as a parent you still have responsibilities, and we are not going to push the characteristics to be that far that they won't cook for their children. Judge, this is also absolutely ridiculous. Now onto our third argument, that in the long run being a type B person is more beneficial to your health and your mental well-being. Premise: type B people are easygoing and go with the flow people. They do not stress about things that they are maybe not doing as well as other people are, which can lead to more relaxation, calmness, and tranquility. Why does this matter in the debate? This matters because seeing your children grow up to be more mature, more relaxed, and more happy than you were is immensely gratifying as a parent raising a child. Secondly, it will not only help you make more relationships, it will make relationships way more meaningful. To elaborate, the meaning of relationships should be where you care for one another, where it's not a transactional relationship. We believe that inside team opposition, we teach our children to be more mature, more social, and more kind. If you're ambitious, competitive, and impatient, then guess what? You're not going to have any meaningful relationships. As I already mentioned in our first argument, life should not be about getting to the top. It should not be about raising the most money out of your friends. It should not be about succeeding in life and money-wise. It should be to be happy with where you are and just worry about have fun and have happiness with your family. As I already mentioned in our first argument. Panel, think about it. Would you rather raise your children to be less mature, more competitive, and less relaxed? Or would you raise your children to be more mature, more relaxed, and happy with where they are? In our worst case scenario, our children will be too carefree, but they will still be happy. In the side government's best case scenario, they achieve a lot, but they're still not happy. How is our worst case scenario still better than their best case scenario? Because we still manage to be happy and relaxed, even if it might be too much. Even if it might be too much relaxed and carefree. Being high achieving and still having stress is worse than ours, because what does having money in life achieve? Maybe having money, maybe owning a big house, what does that do in your life? That doesn't provide any friends. As the famous quote mentions, happiness or money does not buy happiness. And team opposition stands by this quote. As how will money raise happiness in general? As we already mentioned in our first argument, that life should not be about getting to the top. Life should not be about having money, but life should be about being happy about where you are. And the government side does not manage to prove why getting to the top is more important than being happy in life. And that is why we very truly take this debate home. Thank you very much.
I'm here to talk about why type A is better at take caring than type B. If a type A person is your parent, your mom will see something interesting. Your mom will see something interesting. Your mom will ask you to try. As you reach all your goals from your parents, you'll be good parents, organized, and find good jobs. Also, you'll be a parent and also be a type A parent. And your kid will one day be a type A parent too. For example, my mom has many goals for herself and me. She has a goal for be good in school, the school swimming pool, and other places. And type B parent will not make you to try so hard and only give a few chances to try other interesting things. At the end, when the kid grows up, they will have bad jobs, and only have creativity. Although type B can work for some people, but we think most people will work good with type A. Thank you for listening.
So before I move on to the main clashes of today's debate, I'd like to state the rebuttals towards the proposition side. So our first rebuttal is that the proposition side Deputy Prime Minister stated that there are many things that you need to do for survival. However, this topic and this example is just not relevant to the debate and the motion at all. As type A students are meant for being proactive and are not meant for like having survival skills or cooking food for people. Now, our second rebuttal is that the Deputy Prime Minister also stated that if a type B person is cooking, they will fail to cook anything. However, this is not true at all, and this argument does not stand. As one of the trait of these type B students is about being creative, and being creative means having to make like more ingredients and more foods. Furthermore, as I said in my first rebuttal, this example is not relevant to the motion and the debate at all. Now, our second general rebuttal is that the proposition side is also always talking about type B parents and like type A parents, even though this motion is about type B students, which shows that this the proposition side doesn't understand the motion in this debate at all. And now I'd like to move on to our first clash of today's debate. So our first clash of today's debate is being type A versus the consequences that these type A's will face. Now, just if parents start raising their child as like a fully organized, proactive, and a high achieving child, there are going to be many consequences and like these sacrifices that can temporarily and also permanently leave a scar on these children. Premise: these children will be stressed and like gain anxiety from all the studying and always trying to aim for the best and the best. On the other hand, type B students won't always be stressed at themselves, will always have anxiety and won't and always have but won't always have high expectations for themselves. Yes, the proposition side can say that these type B students will have less expectations for themselves and won't always have the best scores. However, the consequences are way less severe than the type A students and won't leave a permanent scar on their And then to extrapolate, type B students will always be proactive and will always think about their future without enjoying like their life. Speaker: type A students won't be able to experience what life is actually meant for. Like the experience that life should be meant for is emotions, change, failures, and panels. However, type B students achieve most of these core experiences of life. Now I'd like to move on to our second clash. Now, our second clash is success versus happiness for success. Judge, think about it. Type A students will think about their future starting from an extremely young age, while Type B students are actually enjoying life at that time and won't always overthink about their future and will start thinking about their future over time. Moreover, even though Type A students will have a higher chance for successing and having a better future, Type B students have a chance of success in their future while also integrating and merging happiness. Now, moving on to a bit of weighing for this debate. So for this clash, the proposition side can technically say that type A students will have a higher chance for a better future, but we still win this clash with a greater amount, as we still have a great chance for a high achieved future, but also has a way higher chance for happiness and elation, while Type A students will always have anxiety, always be stressed and depressed from all the studying that they have to do, and jobs that can be and there are still jobs that can be achieved by Type B students. For example, jobs that can be achieved without much proactiveness and ambitions can be jobs like, becoming a security guard, becoming a data entry, freelance work, and there are way more other jobs that can be achieved by Type B students. And this is why I'm never proud to oppose. Thank you. What?
Josh, I would first like to start with engagement in today's debate. Which side engaged more? We asked 4 POIs minimum, and they rejected all of ours. While They asked none. Judges is absolutely ridiculous. Also, we engaged with every single argument and point that they raised with lucidity and clarity, while they were still debating the wrong debate, even when we reminded them and told them clearly multiple times. Panelists is even more ridiculous. Now, Judge, this debate comes down to one major class: success versus happiness. The proposition side says that they will be high achieving and they'll have a lot of money. But this does not even matter, because where is the happiness in this factor? We said that being happy matters more than being high achieving and always being on the top, and adding onto the engagement of the proposition that still doesn't even respond to the point. Even if they're happy and achieving at the same time, they will still not be able to be happy about where they are. They can be happy about like having like that much money and having a good family, but they will still not be happy about where they are in life, how much money they have. That would still not be a factor of happiness in their lives. Now, on to our world comparison. Judge, if you want to choose a side where students have anxiety and stress, choose team proposition where they don't even understand the emotion, and they're debating like a total wrong debate. But if you want to choose a side where we have creative and relaxed students that are not overthinking it, and they're happy with where they are in life, and they don't care about that money factor, and because we explained every single point with lucidity and clarity, please choose side opposition. Now I'm more than proud to close. Thank you very much.
In summary, these are some reasons why we think type A parents are better to raise their children. They can have more opportunities for the future and take care. And how do you feel like? The opposition might think that type B parent is better parent because they can make more happiness, but this isn't true because this might affect the future. Also, the opposition might think that type B parent is better because as they can be more healthy, but this can't be true because as type A parents do things that type B parents do too. These are the reasons why we think type A parent is better than type B parent. Thank you for listening.